So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to QiGong Class today. Moving our parts. Starting out with washing machine and noticing what you feel. We want to have a steady base. We want to be grounded. Those of us in meditation just spent 15 minutes grounding. Those of us who didn't, or who might have been leading the meditation, are going to focus on connecting with the earth. Everybody else focuses on reconnecting with the earth. So we imagine that we've got roots and we're sending them down deep into the earth, and we're sending them wide. There is a theory in science that the root network underneath the earth, the network of roots, especially mushrooms, fungi, that there's communication that happens under the earth, and that's how plant life communicates to, like, for example, pine bark beetle. That's how the pine trees know that the pine bark beetle is in the area. They can send signals and allow the trees to prepare their immune system, for example. And that's just an example. I'm not saying that's part of the scientific studies, but there is some theories out there, and it's kind of interesting to me. So you can read about that. We're up to Door of Life. So our roots are down and we are connecting into that network, if there is one. And then underneath the collarbones. Feel the reverberation through your rib cage. If you've had chest symptoms, chest cold symptoms, lung symptoms, this is a good opportunity to create some vibration through your rib cage, loosen stuff up. And then let's take it down in speed and up and over the shoulder. And then make your way back to where you started. It's working. Back to where you started. Feel the muscles of the back sliding, moving, stretching. Let's take our spine through its range of motion. We'll do side bends, dog wags tail. fists to the top of the pelvis, push the pelvis forward, lean back, look up, and then bottom back, gaze at the floor. I like to call this bobbing bird. Notice the stretch at the back of the legs. When you lean forward, you're stretching out your hamstrings. On the back of the thigh. There's even a little stretch in the muscles around the knees and calves. Last one. Let's do spinal cord breathing with a twist, round through the spine, forearms together, twist to the side, elbows back, look up, and then come back to center, forearms together. Since it's been a few days, we want to make sure we take the time to warm up. Maybe you've been doing some activity over the weekend. I have been spending time with my favorite 12-year-old, which is activity on a different level. All right, one more set each side. Nice. Let's do a breathing up, gather, and release. Let's loosen up our hip joints by swinging our legs forward and back. Hanging on to something if you have something nearby. Keeping the toes pointed mostly forward. They come back a little bit as you go back, not much. Let's do the other side. Hold on to your surface. You can flip yourself around and face the opposite way. Which is probably what I need to do. All right, let's circle our knees because we know that's going to catch both knees and ankles and feet and calf muscles and shin muscles. The muscles of the front and back of the lower leg would be a more appropriate way to say that. And even our hips are moving. So this is doing a lot. Now let's change direction. It's also warming up our balance, our vestibular system. Nice. And let's inhale out to each side. We're going to bring our arms up into a big O overhead, and we come up on the balls of our feet. So inhale. And then exhale, double pump of the legs, and come back up with an inhale. Up to an O overhead, and then exhale, double pump, inhale. So it's tapping your heels twice. That's the double pump of the legs. At your own pace. about everything that's working here. Arms and shoulders, muscles of the upper back and chest. We're using our core, and we're working our lower body, legs, all the way to our feet. Our balance. Last one. Nice. And we're getting a little bit of cardio because we're getting our heart rate going. Let's follow that with wipe the mirror, dust the counter. And let's do it with our feet planted firmly on the floor. So don't lift the heel. We shift the weight from one side to the other without lifting the heel. Bend your knees. We've got some softness in the hips. Our hips are, hip creases are bent a little bit. Get my hands back in the right spot. If you notice that was a reset. Notice as soon as you do this, it's the exact opposite of what we were doing in the last movement. That was all about activation. This is all about settling. One more set, back and forth. And then we're going to go right around into Zen circles. So we'll put one hand behind our back, and there's a scooping of the arm. So that arm comes around bottom to the bottom of the circle, palm up, and there's a scoop, a knee bend, and then we can bring that up and around. So if you were imagining that you were scooping up energy of the earth and you're bringing it up overhead and letting it fill your body. Feeling that peace, the flow. Last scoop. And then we'll turn and do it on the other side. So we switch and the other arm goes behind the back. We scoop our Zen circle. And we're at the top, our palm is down. That keeps our shoulder in a safe place. We're scooping up the energy of the earth, filling us with that sense of peace and calm from the flow of the movement. This is also working on kidney bladder meridians. It's a way of plugging into inner peace. Last circle. And then soaring crane. So soaring crane, we have our standing leg, right leg, standing leg. We can have our other hand or our other toes as kickstand. So it can look like this. We're gonna inhale, sweep those arms up, palms are down, and then we sweep down and we send our bottom back. So we're working the muscles in the standing leg. We want to press into the heel of that standing leg, otherwise our knee might start to hurt. Do the other side. So we switch and other leg, standing leg. We're going to press back into that heel. Inhaling and exhaling. This is working on the lungs, the metal element. Zen Circles was working on the water element. Last one. And a lower embracing the tree. Separate your feet. Imagine that you're wrapping your arms around a tree, palms toward you, thumbs up, tailbone tucked under. A bit of stillness. Notice what you feel in your hands. Hands, fingers, wrists. There might be that sense of aliveness from all the fluidity, all the flow. Repulse monkey. This is like the crawl stroke. We have a soft stance. This is about the liver. We're coming right along. When we take that right arm past our liver, we are clearing out the muck. We tend to anger, repressed anger, stored anger is associated with the liver. So this is your opportunity to release that anger. This is the wood element and the color green. So we can imagine that we're bringing green light into our liver, gallbladder. Liver, gallbladder, bile duct, responsible for digesting our life. And that's hard to do if we're holding on to anger. So if we've got digestive issues, this is a great place to start. Clearing out the anger in the liver. Last set. And then we need to move to the heart. We're doing the 5 elements here this morning. We'll do cloudy hands. Let's have both hands toward the body. We're going to keep our feet on the floor. We're not going to lift our heels. So we shift the weight from side to side. Cloudy hands, clearing out the energy of the heart, stagnant energy of the heart. We want the good stuff to hang around. Maybe we've got some hurt, some grief, some sadness in the lungs, or some hurt in the heart. And now if you are finding yourself agitated or activated, then you would want to do this very slowly to calm down that fire in the heart. This is the element of fire. If you feel like you're kind of moving through, slogging through the mud, and you don't have much fire, you don't have much get up and go, you can do this more quickly. Stoke the fire of your heart. So whatever your body needs. Last set, and then we'll go on to pebble in the pond. Pebble in the pond, we start here, which means we're working stomach, spleen. It is earth energy. So sitting our bottom back, reaching out with those palms down, and we bring that in to our body, palms up, lift through the heart, elbows are squeezed back. One more. So there's our 5 elements flow. Lungs, kidney, liver, heart, spleen, and metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. Let's do some balance work. So let's do rooster stands on one leg. We need to use our focal point, looking out the window if we can. We've got our bottom arm, fingers are pointing toward the elbow. We're pressing into that back heel on the standing leg. And we are activating our hip flexors right there, hip creases. And then switch to the other side. Use your focal point, that spot out at the horizon line that you are staring at to help you keep your balance. You're lifting through the torso. Heart is lifted, but the shoulders are down. You are grounded through that standing leg. Roots down. Other side. And for this set, imagine that you're standing on a fence post, like in the movie Karate Kid. Torso is lifted, heart is lifted, shoulders are down, and you're on a 4-inch or a 6-inch fence post. And then you can switch sides. Nice. Let's do crossbody knee lifts because we were just activating our hip flexor muscles, our hip creases. Let's do them with a slap so that we've got some left brain, right brain business going on. Notice what you feel in the hip flexors. Some activation. Let's stretch out the opposite. Let's stretch those out. So we were activating them, we were putting them into work. Now let's stretch them out. So we want to be where we can hang on to something. And if this is doable for your body, you just grab a hold of your ankle. And if it's not, grab a hold of your pant leg. And you can decide whether to send that leg back. In yoga, we call this dancer pose. Do that on the other side. You can hang on to something or not. You can just hang on to your pant leg and send it back a little bit. That's still going to be stretching through your hip crease. Nice. Let's do some knocks on our hip crease. And the last thing that we do is horse stance. Arms out, thumbs up, bottom back, press into your heels. We are getting our energy and our lymph fluid moving in our legs. We're squeezing our glutes in our butt at the top. One more, and then a breathing up. So bringing your feet closer together. We're still in a soft stance, but we're not as wide. Inhale, gather. Blue sky, sunshine, everything good. And we exhale, release. Stress, tension, worry, emotion, and we send that back to the earth to be recycled. And then out to the side, palms down, meditation breath in and out through the nose. And there's our practice. Wonderful.